Good morning or good afternoon, my YouTube viewers. It's Palestine here. Welcome to my channel. I had already made a video this morning, and so I wasn't intending to make another video until tomorrow at the very earliest, because I had some other topics that I wanted to talk about, particularly and being harassed out of my job at Foster Wheeler. But I sort of have to do that at home on the weekends when I've got time, because I can't do it when I'm in a rush, because I want to be able to have enough time to say what I want to say. But today, when I came home from my day job, I had a letter in the post. And this letter in the post was from the person, was regarding personal independence payment. And I don't know if you can read it on the bottom, but on the bottom, the PIP, that's personal independence payment, has two elements. One for daily living and one for mobility. And they decided that they weren't going to give me PIP for either of those two elements. And then so basically for the daily living element, I got 0 points. And for the mobility element, I got 0 points as well. So I know some people are going to be disappointed, because when I got my PIP, I was going to pay for somebody to have a bus pass. And obviously, I'm not going to be able to do that now. I was going to use the PIP for that. And then I was going to pay my boyfriend to clean my flat. I was going to give him £60 a month to clean my flat. But obviously, I can't pay him to clean my flat now because I'm not getting PIP. And just to show you how dire my situation is, and I was thinking about making this video anyway, but I decided that I'll go ahead and make this video with my PIP video, because I just want to show you how much it costs me. This is just to keep a roof over my head. It's not nothing, no food, no clothing, no beds, no air fryers, no fungal nail pen, no medication, nothing. This is just to keep a roof over my head. So rent is £510 a month, and this is for 2026 prices. So rent is £510 a month. Council tax rounds up to £135 a month. Water is about £60 a month, but I make my water all in one go. So I pay my water all at once, but it rounds up to about £60 a month. Electric, I pay my electric pretty much every week. I put £20 on my key every week, so it's about £100 a month. And my phone, it rounds up to about £60 a month. So this is just to keep a roof over my head and communications, because nowadays you have to have a phone for everything, because if you want to pay your council tax, you have to do it over the phone. If you want to go swimming, you have to book your swimming over the phone. So I include communications as keeping a roof over my head. And so that adds up to £865 a month just to keep a roof over my head. That's not including food. It's not including clothing. It's not including medication. It's not including emergencies like getting a new bed or getting a new air fryer, which I need to get. So from my day job, I get £745 a month from my day job. So that leaves a shortfall of £120. So that means I have to come up with £120 every month just to keep a roof over my head. No food, no clothing. And so that's why I get government assistance, because the UK government tells me that I am mentally ill. And because they tell me that I'm mentally ill, I get government assistance. And I work permitted hours. I work the hours that I'm allowed to work, and I work, earn the money that I'm allowed to work, because there's a limit on how many hours you can work, and there's a limit on how much money you can make. And I work that, and then I get assistance for that. And so basically, fortunately, because I was a little bit worried about how they do the hours, but the way they do the hours is I work 14 hours a week. But if you take 14 and you multiply that by 52, and I don't have my calculator with me, so I can't tell you how much 14 by 52 is, but we'll say 14 times 50 is 7. 14 times 5, 14 times 2 is 28, and 14 times 4 is 56, plus an extra 14 is 70. So 70. So 14 times 2 is 28, plus 28 is 56, plus 14 is 70. So that's 700 hours plus 28. So that's 728 hours if you take 14 and you multiply that by 52. So I work 728 hours in a year. And then they divide that by 60. No, divide that by 12. So you take 728 and you divide that by 12, and it's just slightly more than 60, because 12 times 6 is 72, and it's just very slightly more than 60 hours. And so the way they calculate it is they take 14 times 52 divided by 12, and they say that's how many hours I work a month, which is good, because I was really worried about that. And the reason why I was worried about that is because if you have a month that has 5 weeks in it, then you're going to be working more than 56 hours. So a month that has 4 weeks in it, I'm only working 56 hours. But a month that has 5 weeks in it has 70 hours. And so if you have a month that's 56 hours, that's fine. But a month that has 70 hours, then you're going to have problems with the DWP, because the DWP is going to come back and say that you worked too many hours. And so I was really worried about that. But I went and checked my pay slip, and because my pay slip always says that I work slightly more than 60 hours a month, and I'm thinking to myself, well, how can that be? I don't work more than 60 hours a month. I only work 14 hours a week. But that's how they do it. 14 times 52 divided by 12, and that's how they get that slightly more than 60 hours a month. So I'm happy about that, because I didn't want to go through the palaver of losing my assistance again just because they didn't calculate my pay the way the DWP wants them to calculate the pay. So I got a message from my boyfriend, and I told him, I replied, and I said that I didn't get PIP. I got 0 points for both the living element and the mobility element. This is the 3rd time that I have applied for PIP. This is the 3rd time that I haven't got PIP. But I know people a lot healthier than me and a lot younger than me who are getting PIP. There's this one guy, he is the alcoholic that stood me up and ghosted me. He's in his 50s, and he's had a stent put in his heart, and because of his depression and because of he had a stent put in his heart, they give him PIP. And he's healthier than me. I've got calcification in my coronary artery, so I may have to have a stent at one point. I hope not. You know, I did my video this morning about life extending procedures. I hope I don't have to have a stent put in my heart, but you never know. And then there's this other guy, which I'm not going to say is even his first name, but he's tall and has red hair, and he's a real weirdo because I hear him out yodeling and stuff. And then another time he said that he was using AI to write a book. Well, if you use AI to write a book, most publishers, I think, are going to know that you've used AI to write a book. So he plays Paul at Oasis, and I heard him, and he's going on holidays. He goes on holiday with his pet. So he was going on holiday to Mexico or someplace like that, and he goes on holiday with his pet, and he's fit and healthy. His brain's a little bit gone, but he's a lot healthier than me, and he gets PIP. And I know another lady that she had breast cancer, but her breast cancer was more serious than mine because she was under 50 when she got it. And so she had to have 2 lumpectomies and a mastectomy. And she also has a mental illness with severe depression. And she got PIP, but she's not as healthy as me. I'm not going to say she's healthier than me because she's not. And I know another lady that she has borderline personality disorder, or EUPD, emotionally unstable personality disorder, and she has harmed herself quite a few times. But other than harming herself, she's healthier than me. So I know quite a few people who are healthier than me, that, well, definitely 3, who are healthier than me, who get PIP. And I've been denied PIP 3 times. And so my boyfriend thinks that these 2 people, that one guy that's alcoholic and the one guy that yodels and is writing a book with AI, he thinks that they lied to get PIP. He's not happy. So that means I'm not going to get PIP. So I can't pay for my Sikh friend's bus pass. So he's going to be really upset about that because he is incredibly miserly, and he can well afford to buy his own bus pass. And the simple fact that he wants to take money from a little lady with cancer living on the breadline, destitute, for a bus pass, that speaks volumes about his maturity and empathy. It speaks volumes that he takes money from me. That just says a lot. He gets a lot. And he doesn't have to pay rent, and he doesn't have to pay a mortgage. So his money is generally his spending money. My money is just to keep a roof over my head. This doesn't include food and clothes and medicine. And so, and also I wanted to pay my boyfriend to clean my flat. And the reason why is because he is supposed to be self-employed, and he wants to be self-employed. And he has to prove to the job center that he's working self-employed. So I wanted to pay him to clean my flat so he can prove to the job center that he's self-employed. And so I can't do that. I can't give him money to clean my flat. I can't give my Sikh friend bus fare, which that's just laughable, really. It's laughable to think that he is so financially well off. He gets probably £1,000 a month more than my boyfriend and me, and he doesn't have to pay rent. So that means his expenses are around £600 a month. And he's taking money from a little lady with cancer on the breadline. He wants me to buy him lunch. He wants me to buy him drinks. He wants me to pay his bus fare. It's just laughable. You can't make this stuff up. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video because I have other things that I need to do, such as study Pivot Power on Excel. But I thought it's probably best that I make this video about PIP while it's fresh on my mind, to let you know that I didn't get PIP, This is my third time to apply for PIP and third time to be denied PIP. The only thing I can do is wait a year and a half, and a year and a half when I get my state pension, maybe I can apply for attendance allowance. You never know. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please like and subscribe. Thank you. It means a lot to me that you watch my video and take an interest in my very pathetic life.